Draft day, and of course, that's going to bring several rumors for the Chicago Bulls and other teams around the NBA. We're going to talk about two rumors surrounding Terrance Shannon Jr. and a reported interest by the Chicago Bulls and DeMar DeRozan's next destination, if it's not the Chicago Bulls. We're going to get to all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your place for all Chicago Bulls news and comments.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host, Haize. You already know that. It's draft day, so that means there's a lot of rumors coming out, and I had hesitated going back and forth whether to go live about this rumor, but then we got some news from Casey Johnson in regards to DeMar DeRozan. Another rumor. Want to be clear, it is a rumor, and I figured why not go live, kind of discuss both and just let the chips fall where they may. So first up, earlier this morning, we got mentioned from The Athletic that Terrance Shannon Jr.'s name has been mentioned a lot around the Chicago Bulls. Now, this came from The Athletic's latest mock draft, which is the final one because today is the day of the draft. And in that, they had Bulls actually trading down with the Los Angeles Lakers down to number 18 to be able to draft Terrance Shannon Jr., also picking up Jalen Hood-Schifino in that deal. And Terrance Shannon Jr. is a name that we've all kind of expected once the dust settled on his case that he would probably go higher in the draft. And so the fact that the Athletic is hearing Terrance Shannon Jr.'s name mentioned around the Chicago Bulls may point to something different changing there on the wing. I still think that it's most likely that the Bulls do go center or stay at number 11 overall in this draft. But you know, with the Chicago Bulls, you just never know. You can never take anything for granted or assume that they're going to do anything that even remotely makes sense in that case. Steve-O in the building. How you feel about this rumor around Terrance Shannon Jr. and the Bulls?
I mean, everybody know how I feel about THJ. I feel like that's somebody that could contribute all the way. We know his history. We know that he's not a young guy. Well, he is young, but, you know, in the draft standards, he's not a young guy coming in. He's well experienced in everything. He's been on two different colleges teams with two different styles. So I like what he brings to this team, especially from getting to the basket aspect of things, and it's somebody you can potentially build yourself around of or certain core players once he's an addition to this team. Now, I know some people, we've been talking so much about the center position, and, you know, I already know if we decide to go to that decision of getting THJ, it's going to leave some people in their feelings because they want a center, which is understandable. But if you feel like this the guy that you feel like it can be transcending in your possible revamp of this whole team, especially if you're moving on from these key players that's in the rumors, especially with DeMar, I understand why you go in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what coming down with that. Like, this is the draft where, yes, the position of need for the Chicago Bulls is center. It's a clear need, position of need. But you also, with it being a weaker draft, you want to take your shot at whoever you think has the most potential in this draft as well. And so this is the type of draft I can't be mad if the Bulls do go a different position. I still hope they go center because I still think there's a ton of potential in a guy like Khalil Ware at that center position, even Kyle Filipowski. But the fact of the matter is that we know that AK and Eversley, they so far have kind of zigged where everybody thought they should zag. We needed a center when we drafted Dalen Terry, and Walker Kessler was right there. So
I had to bring that up.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, you just never.
I mean, yeah, like you said, like I think everybody is for the most part in their mind. We've been thinking about the center position for the most part, but like you said, in this type of draft, it's almost like at the most part, you really just got to pick best available because of it's not that many terms of talent of exactly what they're going to be in this league. It's talent, but you don't know exactly what they're going to be. But I just for THJ, just for the sake of argument, I don't think him bringing in is going to affect anybody on this team either because he can play well off of Kobe in a way, and I feel like Ayo, they almost similar. So if you almost want to come off the bench, Ayo could be a 6-man in a year, possibly if you want to go that route. But I do like the Khalil. I forgot how you pronounce his name. What is it, Khalil?
Who?
Khalil is where? I don't know.
Khalil Ware.
Khalil. It's spelled weird, you know. And he an Oregon dude, and I always butchered his name. But Yeah, it's a lot like Kilopowski, Donovan. There's a lot of people at the center position where it's like they legitimate talents. You know what they're gonna bring, especially on the defensive side out the gate. So and they athletic and young. So I just see both sides. I don't really. This is probably the first draft where I don't really have a set mind on who or what we're gonna do. It's kind of up in the air. So like I really don't have anybody that I'm set my mind on. Like, yeah, we should get this dude. I really don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Shay says, "I'm sorry, I'm tired of picking. But when have we ever picked best available? We've always gone high upside. Like every draft that AK has done, he's gone high upside.
I'm gonna say the
Patrick
last
Williams
two
is
have
high
been
upside.
projects.
Io high upside. Marco Simonovic high upside. Dalen Terry absolutely. He was definitely not the best available on the board at that time. And then Julian Phillips is a second round pick. Yeah, like I don't know.
Literally the last of our three top picks, like first picks, has been projects.
Yeah. It's been so I don't know what Shay's getting out there. We got Sonny from the Illini cast and Locked On Illinois there says as the resident Illinois why can't I pronounce today Illini guy here. I just somewhat question the fit with TSJ. He's a good player, but I think he's at his ceiling. If we're rebuilding, give me the highest potential guy. I mean, here's the thing. The fit I'm not worried about. Like I think when you want shooters around when your point guard is going to be Josh Giddey, Terrance Shannon Jr. While not a shooter, he's a scorer, not a shooter. That's fair.
Yeah.
But I think you're looking then maybe an offense where everybody can handle the ball a little bit. But there is some questions there. Sonny also follows it up by saying, but if it's a trade down, we get more assets. I'm okay with it. Well, in the Athletics thing, they had the Bulls trading down with the Lakers to get Jalen Hood-Schifino, which is another guard. It can't be, bro. It just can't be.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah. So, but like to get back to your point, like I agree. There's a lot of players that have tremendous upside in this draft. The thing about Terrance Shannon Jr. is he has a very high floor. And not to say that he doesn't still have a ceiling of things, but even to Sonny's point, like he's 23, about to be 24 years old. There's only so much more you can do, developing you can do after that point. There is still there's always something you can do at the NBA game. Always. I don't ever want to cap a player to say they just can't develop coming in the NBA, but you know exactly who TSJ is. TSJ would be more so the pick to me is if they were keeping everything the same, which we already aren't by trading Josh Giddey. And then you added TSJ to be that scorer off the bench for you, which we drastically could have needed some last season. So I like TSJ as a player. Love TSJ actually as a player. But you got to also think about the direction this team's going in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all depending on the direction, because like you said, we've done like the Giddey was a point to the direction, but I don't know we're walking towards that direction yet. Like it's still not set in stone what direction we're gonna go to as of now. Zach, DeMar, and Vooch, they're still on this team. And we don't know what's going to happen from this point on. So until that gets figured out, or they come out and say we ain't changing anything else from here, we're going to just make this draft pick and we're going to run the fit from there. I don't know. I don't know who the pick should be. But like you said, if we was keeping more of we keeping like a Zach around or like a DeMar around, yeah, THJ is probably somebody we're looking for. If we're not going that direction, it's most likely we're going to look at one of these centers to be the guy.
Agree. But the next rumor that we had that came out just a little while ago is Casey Johnson saying that if the Clippers do lose out on Paul George, which a lot of people are thinking could be a possibility, that they could make a hard pivot towards DeMar DeRozan. Makes sense. I think it makes sense for the Clippers. It makes sense for DeMar. We know that DeMar initially wanted to go to LA to one of the LA teams before signing with the Chicago Bulls. The Clippers, even if they do lose Paul George, are still a team that's much more in contentionship, more than the Chicago Bulls are. That makes a lot of sense. The question I'm going to throw to you, because I think we all agree, we all know that makes sense for DeMar. The question is, do you think that the Bulls could work out a sign and trade at that point, so that maybe they can give DeMar a little bit extra, maybe get Norman Powell or something like that back? Or do you just let DeMar walk and let it be what it's going to be?
After with this AC deal, it looked like we just gonna let his ass walk. Like, yeah. I mean, until they show us otherwise, like AK hasn't yet to really shown us to be very savvy and getting the best out of deals. He want what he want, and he go get what he want. If the main package of the deal is what he wants, he's not gonna try to get anything extra in the deal. He for as long as we known him, he's not that type of GM. So I don't really expect us to get something extra out of it. So I just see him make a decision that we're not going to with DeMar on this team no more. Deciding what team want to go, let him go, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, the DeMar thing is going to be interesting, and maybe we get a little bit more clear direction on that in this draft. Because I'll say this: if the Bulls do something outside of a center and they go like a wing in this draft, to me that tells you DeMar isn't coming back. In my opinion, it doesn't mean that it's true. It's just what I think, and the fact is that I just you can't bet. That's the sad thing about where we are as a franchise. You look at the Knicks, at least their fans know that over the last handful of years, that team has done moves every single offseason or trade deadline to make that team better. We don't know, like, AK sometimes just does shit just to do shit. He's like the definition of that kid that gets ignored, so he just does some stupid shit and be like, look at me. That's AK.
Yeah, that one kid, like, bro, man, nobody care about me.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm tired of this.
Let me knock some shit over.
Side and shit, make see if you looking at him and shit. Like, bro, you ain't gonna do nothing. You really not gonna do nothing. Just make a choice at this point. That's my whole thing. Make a choice. Like, I don't got time for all that. Like, they like I said, they haven't shown us that they're that savvy. They get the job. They do what they want to do. We knew they wanted Lonzo. They went to got Lonzo. No extra, no nothing. They went to go get him. We went to go get DeMar. We got him. No extra, no nothing. That's how they are. So, like, I don't expect them to be anything else. Like, I think a lot of us fans got to stop looking around and looking at what other people are doing and expect us to do the same thing. We're not them. It's clear that we ain't them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what ends up coming of it. I think that I hope, let me not say I think because I don't know for sure with this team. I hope that this draft tonight adds some clarity on where the Bulls are going. That's all I ask for, right? It's to just have that clarity, pick a direction, go it. If you're going to be bad for a while, and I know I saw like L mention he thinks Josh Giddey is a win now move. I don't necessarily agree with that with somebody who's being 21 years old, but at the same time, to fight against that point, he is an expiring contract, so it could very well be a win now move. I don't necessarily agree with that, but we'll see. And this got to be C-Dub because I can't see nobody trying to trigger me like this other than C-Dub. If this is Bobby, I'm disappointed at you. If this C-Dub, hey, you motherfucker. That's what I got to say. You ready for Bronny to be a Bull?
Listen, if I hear the Chicago, it's two names I better not hear tonight.
Zach Edey
and Bronny. If I hear the Chicago Bulls have selected Bronny or Zach Edey, I promise you, y'all gonna see me, and then I'm just gonna disappear because I probably punched the shit out of this computer.
Y'all better watch out for any reports that AK has been completely kidnapped from the United City. That's crazy.
You ain't gonna be able to find AK. He gonna make that decision and run.
Yeah, that's the thing. AK would make that decision and be like, yeah, we looked at Bronny James, we looked at the upside. We really feel like he could be a point guard of the future. Defensively, we really like him. That AK won't hire from that. AK will sit there and just think he just did something. We all looking like, you stupid motherfucker. Like,
I can't even imagine. I can't even sit like he gonna make somebody climb over a table if he try to sit here with a straight face and play in our face like that.
I gotta go live with Shams after the Bulls make their pick, and if it's Zach Edey or if it's Bronny James, I will never be asked on national TV again because they're gonna be like, this motherfucker. They're gonna be like, so Haize, you motherfucker, goddamn it, shit, bitch ass motherfucker. Like, it's literally gonna be some crazy shit.
You talking about Zach Edey going, bro? If Zach Edey, if we
I don't even remember our bet, but yeah, he's going first round now. He's going first round. He shouldn't, but he is going to go first round. So
y'all really about to draft the weak version of Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
That's not even how you pronounce his name, but that's crazy.
That is exactly how you pronounce it. Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
Ilgauskas, bro.
Ilgauskas, whatever the fuck. It's a Gus.
Nonetheless, man, yeah, it's frustrating. It is what it is. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Cedric, you're absolutely wrong in this. There are absolutely a lot of ready to go players. A lot of the ready to go players actually in this draft.
Like
That's
the
why
top
there's a
15.
yeah, there's a lot of players that have a high ceiling, a high floor, meaning they're ready to go right now. Dalton Connect, ready to go right now. Donovan Clingan, ready to go right now. Devin Carter is a ready to go right now player. Tristan De Silva, a ready to go right now player. And this is just off the top of my head. I'm sure if I actually looked at it in front of me, there are absolutely a lot of players right now that are more ready to go than anything. So we'll see.
Even the point guard out of Pitt, ready to go. Carter.
Yeah, that's true as well. But we'll see, man. We'll see what's going to come about with this draft. We'll see what happens with the future of DeMar DeRozan. Any last thoughts, Steve, before we get up out of here on this quick live, bro?
I told DeMar, you was out there crip walking, singing Daylight. Just stay out there. Just look. I promise you, we get a deal done. You ain't even had to go nowhere. You already got a crib out there. We gonna get it done. You gonna be a Clipper because they ain't getting Paul George. They ain't keeping Paul George. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, Paul George. I think the writing's on the wall. When you hear that the Golden State Warriors are ready to offer a full max contract to Paul George,
that's gonna be ugly.
I'm not saying that's where he's gonna go, but I'm just saying, like, you got to look at the suitors. Golden State Warriors, Philly. Well, somebody else just got mentioned recently for Paul George that I was surprised that I can't even remember. But nonetheless, he's going to have his fair share of shooters. And when if you were employed by somebody, you say, "Yeah, I just want to go somewhere with a better culture." That tells me you don't want to be where you are. He literally said, "Yeah, I just want to go somewhere, play somewhere that's going to play right." If you were already there, you wouldn't be talking about it. Is the way that I look at it.
Facts.
So,
especially in the NBA.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that one, man. But make sure you guys stay locked in with us. We will be live during the draft. You guys can follow us at Bull Central Pod. You can follow Steve-O at Steve-O Speaks on everything, as he likes to say, because that is his name on everything. And we'll be back live during the draft. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red. Try not to be. Let's go into this draft process with a clear mind, clear head. And then when they make the wrong decision, we'll go off. But don't spend the whole day stressing. The Bulls ain't worth it. Don't do it. Everybody calm down, and we're going to be okay, man. We're going to be okay. But see red, go Bulls. Love you guys.